us all killed.
I'm not afraid to die. Hitler knows that we beginning to see through him. The truth will prevail.
Well, hello and welcome to, thank you for joining me to talk about Truth and Treason. Congratulations on an epic film, an epic message. So it's very thought-provoking and it stays with you long after you've seen it.
Oh,
Thank you. That's exactly what we wanted. Yeah, thank you.
Well, tell me about, being a 16-year-old raised in Nazi Germany, raised only on propaganda. How does he eventually learn the truth?
Yeah, it's a great question, man. Obviously, I think at the beginning of the film, we see him as this, really sweet, awkward teenager who's raised in Nazi Germany and, is brainwashed in the Hitler Youth and thinks it's just fun and games. And then, has a realization when the sign comes up with Solomon in at his church, and then also the BBC broadcast on the radio, kind of telling him the truth, and everything's kind of set for him to realize what's happening and to be bold and brave and make a decision and try and stand up for the truth and stand up for what's right, and that's what's beautiful about this film, I think.
And he was also obviously so smart and
Yeah.
a really deep thinker,
Yeah.
So I think he, I think another 16-year-old could have heard that broadcast and dismissed it as, but, I think that he was super smart and he knew that was the truth.
That's the
immediately.
difference as well, is he heard the truth and then decided to make a difference about it and try and help the world. And I think that's really inspiring,
And Joanna, where does your character's loyalties lie during this time?
To me?
Yeah, to her son. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? And I did really like thinking about thinking about the ordinary Germans in that time who were just fed propaganda and they didn't know any different and they didn't have access to the World Wide Web that we have, and so how it's just such a different time that it's really hard for us to understand, and we're always thinking about how could Hitler have risen to power, and but it was such a different time, and I think she was a mother of 3 boys. She'd raised them on her own as a single parent whilst working with no support. That's, she's just having to get through every day and raise her boys. And so she just kind of gets dragged along by the time and by everything that's happening around her. And I don't think she's a deeply political person. And so she's just trying to get through life. And then when this happens, her loyalty is to her family, her boys. And I found an interesting letter yesterday that made me cry. There was a letter from Emma begging for clemency. Begging for clemency, is that how you say it? For Helmut. And and she says in it, he regret, he's made a mistake and he will take back anything, because obviously she just wanted him to stay alive. And but I've always thought, I wonder after Helmut's death, what she thought and what she believed. And she knew her son, and she said in this letter, he was my sunshine. And,
wow.
and she knew how smart he was and how talented and how, that she must have been convinced by him. I think I like to believe that anyway. She must have known that he was the truth.
I think was a great perspective, is this movie's told from a teenager's point of view, so showing that even children can make a difference, even children can have their voices heard.
Absolutely, every voice is valued, and particularly a young person should never be discarded in that way. I think everything he says is true, and that's what's really powerful about it, is that someone so young who was right. Like,
yeah,
and everyone else didn't see it.
Yeah, I know, and I do think that's happening today. We've got some incredible young people standing up for what's right, standing up, fighting for justice. Greta Thunberg fighting for environmental, against climate change, and I just, and I think that is a really, really one of the strongest messages that we want the film, for young people to be inspired and that they have a voice and they can fight for the world that they want to live in, and fight for their future.
And for both of you as actors, when you put on those costumes, when you step onto those streets? You know, you're back in the 1940s, right? So was it for an actor? Is it for you easy to get into character, to be transported back in that time?
Yeah, it makes things a lot easier, doesn't it? I think you
Mhm.
don't have to think about anything. It's just all in front of you, and
Yeah.
yeah, and
The sets were just transporting.
yeah,
And even the streets of Lithuania
Lithuania, yeah,
were
yeah,
transporting.
yeah,
It's such an
amazing.
evocative place. It's so beautiful. And yeah.
Yeah, you shot in
You don't have to
Lithuania,
do.
right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
shot-
Yeah,
Yeah, so it wasn't even Germany, but it totally looked like Germany. And
yeah.
and it just does feel like stepping back in time. And every department on this film was so good at their job that it made our jobs easier to, to then perform. Yeah.
And who
Yeah, but also, sorry, I just wanted to say about how, and I don't want to, and I've said this before, and I don't want it to make it sound like, oh yeah, this is just easy, but it's not easy. But the script was so strong
Yeah,
that, and also the story felt so important that, like, for me, playing the mother in this horrendous situation, and I am a mother, thinking about my love for my child and when they, just think as a mother, seeing your son go through such horrific brutality, it was not difficult to be emotional about it. Really,
I had my
thinking
mum.
about the truth.
I had my mum next to me at the premiere, and she cried at the scene. You know where you come to visit me when I've got my shaved head and everything in the prison. Yeah. Cried straight away. So it will resonate with people for sure.
We have to remind our viewers too that this is based on a true story. This isn't fiction, so there are so many undiscovered stories during World War II. And we have to remind, and is there a responsibility portraying a real person in their story?
So much.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think particularly ones like this, this is a really powerful story. And for me, I had to kind of feel like I had to do justice for this kid, But what was really, really lovely is a lot of descendants of the families came to visit at the premiere a couple of days ago. There was 150 people who were related to Carl and Rudy and Helmut and everyone. And
So moving.
they gave me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
They were like, "You did a good job, and you've done it justice," and he would be proud.
And to see
that
how
really hit me.
meaningful it was for them, for the story to be told, and for his story to be kept alive and to inspire other people.
Yeah.
It's so meaningful, and it really, it was really moving for us to meet those people.
And the story's been passed down generation. Like
Yeah.
this story's been needed to be told for so
that
long.
you've not forgotten.
Yeah, absolutely.
And finally today, working with Matt Whitaker. Tell me what kind of director is.
Oh, the most gentle, sweet director I've ever
He
worked with,
is,
for sure.
yeah, he's an angel of a man, I think.
I love working
Pun
with him
intended,
every
right,
day.
Angel?
Yeah, exactly. He is a true angel. He is.
Yes.
He's so wonderful to work with. The atmosphere on set that he created, that he it's his responsibility, and he just made you feel so supported, and that you could then do your best your best work, because he kind of took the pressure off, but he also gave amazing notes. He would really be, he'd really contemplate how to communicate something to get us to do what he wanted, and he just would say one thing and it would be like that's it, that would make sense, and get the performance out of us. He's incredible.
Yeah, and just such a
so
warm
lovely.
presence as well. Like I just felt very comfortable as an actor on set. Like I had a voice, I could say what I wanted to do, and we could talk about it, and he gave us the time to do that. And you don't always get time to have those rehearsals and discussions, but for example, there was a scene between me and Sylvie, who plays Ellie, and it's a scene where we're having a secret discussion about the leaflets, where she's found out that I'm writing them, and we were shooting it. We set up at a location, was very open, and we did one take, and we were like, this isn't right. This doesn't feel right. We wouldn't have this conversation here. And we ended up for another 40 minutes setting up somewhere else, which was more disclosed, which is in the film now. It's on the stairs. And just things like that, because we voiced our opinion on it, and he totally agreed. He listened, and it works so much better in the film. So he as an actor, he's a dream to work with.
Yeah, he is. And I think that
sure.
I think the most important thing as an actor, I mean, to be supported in what you're doing and what you want to do, but to be given the freedom, I think. And I think he somehow made us feel free to do our best work.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, congratulations on an amazing story, incredible performances. I appreciate your time today, and best of luck with the film. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much, man. Lovely to
Thank
meet
you.
Yeah, thank you.